Hey, what up, universe? Live from Self-Isolation Central, aka my office in the basement of my house, it's the L-Dawg Show! See the money won't stay for you, getting all the piece of pie for your wife. Everybody wanna know how it feels, everybody wanna see what it's like. Alright, first things first, I'm standing up today because I can't go to the gym and I need to keep my body moving or I'm going to get bad knees and have a really hard time maintaining my triathlon training schedule. So bit of a different camera angle, deal with it. Also want to acknowledge what's going on in the world with the pandemic of COVID-19. A lot of us are working from home, doing what we can to self-isolate and flatten the curve. It's not easy. Keep it up. This too shall pass. Hopefully we'll be back to normal soon. Wanted to talk a little bit today about the concept of personal branding. Anybody who's building an online presence or an in-person presence, no matter what, you need to be conscientious of how you are being presented and how you are being then perceived. I, as a financial advisor, obviously need to be concerned about that. Most of my clients who are business owners need to be concerned about that both on a personal and business level. And then I also work with some athletes. I talk to a lot of athletes through the triathlon portion of my program here, and they are also, because they're online, conscientious of how they're perceived and what their brand is coming across as. According to Forbes, there are 10 keys to building a personal brand. I don't necessarily agree that it needs to be quite that complicated. I think we can narrow it down to 2 or 3 things that you need to really focus on in order to build your brand. But I'll put the link to the Forbes article that I read in the notes at the end if you're interested. For me, the number 1 thing is be genuine and be consistent. I realize that's 2 things, but that's okay. You watch these videos online, you see what I write in the blog, you meet me in person, I dress the same, I talk the same, my message never changes. Number 2, make sure you're always telling a compelling story. I'm telling stories all the time. Stories from my life, stories from my clients' lives, stories that I read online, that all fit with what I'm trying to convey. People respond to storytelling. Number 3 is something that I just learned this past weekend, and it's not in the Forbes article per se. It kind of is, but not the way I interpret it. And that essentially is be people focused and create a positive impact. I learned that from Mr. Rogers. That guy, I watched the movie this past weekend, and that guy made everybody feel like they were the only person in the room when he was talking to them. And lastly, follow a positive example. I fully admit that I would not be doing these videos if it weren't for guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, Darren Hardy, Triathlon Taryn, and a few others that I've watched online, how they do their videos, how they interact with their communities online. I shamelessly steal everything I see that I can apply to my own brand and my own market. And one more bonus, I realize I've just said lastly, and this is more, but one more bonus is to remain emotionally intelligent. I wouldn't be doing this video today from my home office if it weren't for COVID-19. And I'm constantly aware of what's going on around me, in the world, in my clients' lives, so that I can apply that to what I'm bringing to the table all the time. Stay conscientious and engaged so that you don't come off as emotionally tone deaf. So there you have it. That's it for today. I might write some of this out and post it on the blog. I haven't decided yet. But that's all I really had for today. Everybody stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands, and hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be back to normal and back face-to-face engaging with one another and moving forward. Have a great day.